So we've got me and Vinny presenting for the second time today. Mike, how was that second demo yesterday? Did you get some useful stuff?
For the parts that my screen wasn't frozen, yes.
I have uploaded.
Yeah, I was having real Wi-Fi trouble last night, so.
I've uploaded both of the videos, so if anything that you missed is on YouTube.
Cool. Yeah, I'll check through that.
Okay. I think we can get started, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, Aubrey, how's it going? Who's speaking for you guys today?
I'm going to speak today because I wanted to say a big thank you to Michelle. She's just been so helpful and just gives like explanations. I ask for so many explanations and just takes the time. So I want to say thank you because we, I think, are ready to write all of our scenarios and go through our testing, which is, again, thanks to Michelle. And so I think we're going to work through that for this week. I did throw another ask in the code channel, but it's not something that we need before we can demo. Okay. So we're doing that and working on testing simultaneously. So we're doing good.
Okay. I'm just having a look to see now this comment that you left for me, but I'll deal with that after this meeting. Okay, good job. Eric, Sam, and Mark.
I'm trying to get our team on GitHub. So we're meeting up after the meeting to do that.
Okay.
Ping me if you have like issues that come up or questions that come up.
Sure thing.
And I think those videos are on YouTube, right, Michelle? Those GitHub videos.
There are 2 videos on YouTube. I'm not sure I've found the third one, or maybe I hallucinated the third one. So if anybody knows, yeah, appreciate input on that.
Okay. Mike.
I spent today working on the consumer default. I got it done for the most part. So if someone wants to run through it with me and then shoot back some ideas about what we think that we need to add to it or any edits that need to be made, but I got the interview working and it shoots out a file at the other end. So,
well, what's your day looking like? Maybe we can do something after. I've got a meeting until like 3:30, but then I'm free afterwards, and so I mean, maybe we could do something after that.
Unfortunately, the rest of the day today isn't good for me. But tomorrow, anytime, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, I'll drop you a line.
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect, good job. And then the housing, the motion to vacate default judgment.
Yeah, I'm working on that today, so I need to go back through the video and try to figure out whatever I missed or whatever edits I need to make. But that's looking good as well. I think I just might need to meet with like either Michelle or Quentin at some point and just go over some code questions, and that should be about it.
Well, you know the rules, also just putting it in there. Because I think, you know, if there are questions that somebody else might have come across, then it's quite nice to have somebody else also kind of walk you through it.
Yeah, and I think Caroline also dropped some readability edits in GitHub that I need to check out as well.
Yeah, I only got so far because I hit a code question. I can't figure out why it won't get any further. So we had this long, complicated teaching Tuesday yesterday that people dropped off like flies.
I think
that wasn't our best.
Sorry, did it have to do with the fact we had to move? I'm sorry I had to kick you out of the room.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It was, I think it was ad hoc partly, and we don't have an actual plan for how we're going to do these things. So it was a little confusing. So
it got very
lot of
specific,
questions.
and it got very, very specific, and it went on a little longer than usual. So
and Eric just stuck with it. It was amazing.
I know, he was there the whole time, just
there
asking questions.
I think, yeah. All right. I wanted to say, I think, Mike, that what Maeve was trying to say is if you post the question in the channel, then other people that might have a similar question might have come across that later, or you know, it might alert them that there's somewhere they can get help, that kind of thing, among other things.
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks, Mike. I'll talk to you about meeting tomorrow. Okay. Okay. So Mark, we've already heard from Eric. Vinny and Mia, we're hearing from you guys again today. But do you have any updates prior to that second demo?
Just that I've been kind of just like focusing on rewriting the tests this morning. Not like too in depth, just based on in anticipation of feedback today. But I have been like looking at those again and just creating new folders and stuff.
Okay, so making new test cases, like, okay, perfect.
You got in touch with Kate yesterday, right? I missed that, right?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, good job, guys. Well, I can't wait to see the new and improved interview. Okay, Sinead and Finola, how are you guys doing?
We have just finished all of the test scenarios. We're just fixing some data validation, and before we kind of let people test them, we were wondering if someone can look over all of them. There's about, just even like briefly, I think we're just kind of, every time we kind of think we're done, there's something wrong with a bit of data validation. But yeah, I think we're kind of almost ready to start testing.
I think that Michelle is probably the best person to find those errors. I'm more of I can find like stuff that's wrong in the actual tests, but edge cases and stuff like that, I think that's Michelle's forte. So maybe you should message on the testing channel itself and just tag Michelle in it. Because if Michelle's not available, then somebody else can jump on and take a look at that.
Okay, perfect.
And then also just you guys are going to demo for us tomorrow.
Yeah, we're ready.
I'm excited. Okay. Is there a possibility? I was just wondering if you could actually just drop me your docx. I can't see it on GitHub. I'm struggling with these repositories. Could you just send me your docx to have a look at before?
Yeah, I will straight away.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Sure. We've only got James, Jason, and Vinny. Where's everybody at today?
Yeah, it's just me today. So we actually messaged you because I think yesterday you said our next step is to put the scenarios in the test cases. And I think we actually already did that. So maybe the next step is to someone take a look at it.
I was looking at them and I couldn't see that the PDFs were all in there testing the PDFs, but it might have been that I was looking at ones that didn't generate PDFs.
Yeah, there's actually I think like half of them don't generate PDFs.
Okay, so that was probably the half that I was looking at. Okay, so then the one thing that I would stress is to where you guys have things that it's doesn't generate a PDF, is to have that pink row at the bottom to paste those into the rows where you're not going to proceed. I can specific. That's a bit vague, but where there's a row that Michelle generated that's like formatted and stuff like that, and it just makes it pink, I think, because that's color that was easy for her to see. I think that's a row that indicates that the test isn't going to run past that point, basically, and you just insert that at a certain point and then kind of paste it the whole way through. So if you need some specific help with that, maybe you can reach out offline. But otherwise, I think you're at the same place as Sinead and Finola, and I would recommend you posting in the testing channel, tagging Michelle, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
And then also, you guys are probably ready for a demo next week, I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Okay, good job. Okay, I see that we've got Sai on the call here, and I think that I saw some messages going back and forth with Quentin. I'm not sure if that was talking about, I think, a discrete court task with Sai. Sai, do you know anything about this yet?
So Sai's not there. I think the idea was to help on the address locator, on the court locator.
So maybe that's something that we can just talk to Sai about.
So it's address and other data. It's improving there's some missing court data, and there's also a little like other court data that maybe it'd be useful to have other help with. I have to look at that again. and talk about it with Sai. But yeah, she's making progress on like 2 issues right now.
Okay. The other thing is, Caroline, I know you said you had a research task that I think you were going to talk to Eleni about. Did you message Eleni about that?
Yeah, I mean, Eleni asked me like one at like 11 o'clock last night, one this morning. So I tried to clarify it. She's done it. As far as I'm concerned, she's done it. I don't know if it's everything, but it looks amazing. So she did it really fast, really thoroughly. I think it's everything we need. I've sent it to Jeff, who is our DV attorney editor, just to make sure it's okay. But it was, and I think it was very complicated. So
okay.
I was amazed.
We've got to give her a shout out when she's on the call next. Good job,
yeah.
Eleni. Okay, well that's good. I think that does anybody else have anything they need to add?
I just wanted to point this out. I threw it in the Slack just now too, but the eviction moratorium in Massachusetts has been extended till October. So that's really big news and good news for a bunch of folks who are going to face some hard times coming in August real quick. And hopefully we'll give time for a more holistic solution to be made, which is just to mean that we'll get hopefully some money will fall out of the sky and help fix some of this. But
I saw Quentin asking about that. Quentin was...
David, does this mean the August 18th deadline for the courts?
It's now October.
No longer accept they're postponing?
I don't know what it means for the courts and their accepting, because that date was only with the housing court. So that was something the housing court had decided.
So we may not have to switch to Tyler as soon as we were afraid.
So true. And I also have a call today with some people to maybe make that never happen, but we'll see.
Here's a question that that Quentin posed, and maybe you guys can apply your minds to. What are ways that technology can help tenants as their bills mount? The challenge of the eviction moratorium is a hole tenants will find it tough to climb out of. Each month, eviction postponed means thousands in debt. Maybe rent relief or new income are the only solutions. In case you were wondering what Quentin tweets about in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thought.
He's moving house, right?
It's an interesting thought. Like, how are we gonna, the moratorium is one thing, but yeah, more and more.
Yeah, I think the hope is for some legislative fix that would involve money to help not make people whole, but to help make everyone. What's the great line from Stranger Things? Halfway happy.
Another funny tweet from sorry.
We don't have any rent relief in Massachusetts, right? We have raft, but no rent relief. Is that right?
Not sure.
I think that's true. Because in New Hampshire we have rent relief, which is fantastic. But I don't think that's true in Massachusetts.
I think there is the hope that something can be worked out with either state funds or federal funds if they are to come. Yeah. Part of the rationale for extending the moratorium was that it is unclear yet what funds will be available, and so it would be irresponsible to sort of throw people back out there now without knowing that yet.
And also, if we get a federal moratorium.
Yeah, that's right? Not a moratorium, because the federal moratorium only applies to
federal funded housing.
Yeah. But if there is a bailout for the states,
gotcha.
That's also a potential source of funding.
I'm going to end this meeting now, and then we're going to move across to me and Vinny's second demo.